Hi, I'm Kyle, a product designer at GitLab on the Secure team. Today we'll be looking at one of our secure features, the security dashboard. This is a feature that's included in our Ultimate tier. It's important to note that it's at an early product development stage and is currently considered an MVP. The user we're designing this for would likely work at an organization's web security department. The roles would be security analyst, security engineers, and head of security. Although for smaller to mid organizations, the users that would be using this are likely developers, lead developers, tech leads, and DevOps engineers, as they might not have a dedicated security department. The dashboard is intended to provide the user with an overview and awareness of vulnerabilities spread over multiple projects, while providing the ability to resolve vulnerabilities and be proactive about addressing a number of projects' security concerns. A bit more background about this video. The GitLab design team is currently doing an audit of all of our product stages and documenting our key user tasks baselines. This is also known as jobs to be done, which are tasks through the user's eyes. The task we're reviewing today is the following. When reviewing vulnerabilities for multiple projects, I want to see them all in one location so that I can prioritize my efforts to resolve or triage them while seeing the larger picture. Okay, let's dive into it. The user would first come here. This is the groups page. There's two things that could happen here. If the user hasn't already set up the group of projects they want, the user would set this up by clicking New Group here, and then selecting the projects they want to be part of that group. Let's just say that the group that they're interested in is right here, Flight.js. Let's check it out. Okay, we're on the group landing page. From here, the user would go to the security dashboard. Now we're at the security dashboard. Let me just scroll up and down to take a look at what we got here. Okay. So we see some filters at the top. We see a high-level overview of the vulnerabilities that are in this group. There's a chart here that shows vulnerabilities detected over time. And then there's a list of different vulnerabilities in this group. Let's start with the filters. This is intended to help users prioritize the vulnerabilities that they want to take a look at. For example, with severity, they could prioritize to critical only. Next is report type. This is important because these are the actual reports from the scans from the secure features that we have here. It's important to understand what these different scans do. Let's start with container scanning. This checks Docker images for known vulnerabilities in the application environment. Another one is SAS, which is static application security testing. This scans the application source code and binaries to spot potential vulnerabilities before deployment. DAST. This is dynamic application security testing. It analyzes deployed running web applications for known runtime vulnerabilities. And we have dependency scanning. This analyzes external dependencies for vulnerabilities on each code commit with GitLab CI/CD. An example of this could be libraries like Ruby gems. And then the last one, this gives the user the ability to drill down on certain projects. Let's scroll down a bit. The chart should help the user see vulnerabilities over time, perhaps to let them identify themes and certain times that they should be aware of. Gives them the ability to look at 30, 60, 90 days. The idea here is that they have a broader picture of how these vulnerabilities are affecting their application and when. Now we have the list of the vulnerabilities themselves. From here, the user can hover over and there's some quick actions for them. Let's review those really quickly. There's this one which is more info. We'll take a look at that in a minute. They can quickly create an issue and they can dismiss the vulnerability. This helps prioritize in terms of these that they may be aware of but they're not interested in. They can go ahead and just dismiss it right here. For ones that they know immediately need to be dealt with, they can hit Create Issue. And the great thing about this is it takes all the details that was identified from the scans and adds that to an issue description right here, and it's open. Now what they can do is immediately start a conversation around this issue. Let's go back. Let's say that we wanted to find out a little bit more. The user could either click here on the title or they could click More Info. From here, this gives them more information that's relevant, such as where the actual file vulnerability is, what file it's in, unique identifiers, the class, and some links to help them understand what the vulnerability is and potentially resolve it. From here, again, they can just vulnerability or create an issue like they did previously, or cancel. Let's create another issue. This is a critical severity level vulnerability, so this may be a likely path for this certain vulnerability. Okay, so that wraps things up. Thanks for checking out our MVP security dashboard. Like I said, it's at an early stage and we have a lot of exciting updates coming, so this video will quickly be outdated.